I don't think it was going to be the best week anyway, but like...
No, that's true.
The uni...
Yeah.
The uni did try, though, I'm not going to lie, with like the Forest. Just for a bit of context for people who don't know, the Forest is USU's and the University of York's outdoor venue for students to be able to drink, eat and watch live music in a COVID-safe environment, so they don't have to go out in public into the centre of York and put themselves at risk of coming into contact with members of the public who might have COVID. From what I could tell with the college committees, there were quite a lot of like, they were trying their best to try and make it a decent week, but like,
yeah,
I feel like overall it just was very difficult to encourage people to want to go out and actually do anything. And I think you felt the same when you were trying to like encourage flats, because were you a head stick or just a regular stick? I couldn't remember.
I was a head stick.
Oh, yeah, a head stick, yeah. It felt like head sticks were even more pointless than sticks, but then...
Oh, definitely.
Do you agree?
Yeah, because we didn't have a flat to speak to, so it was hard to do anything, because you couldn't even go on we didn't even have a group chat to speak to these people. No. So it was like we were trying to help them settle in by what, like waving through the window.
I had to like properly pressure the sticks that I was working with on my flat to add me to the group chat, because going through them to get them to ask the freshers to do stuff, it was like that annoying middleman where you can't get stuff done. And it was just like, not that it got any more efficient when I actually was on the group chat. To the point where I was having to like physically go to the kitchen doors, because I didn't go in obviously, but I had to like physically go to the kitchen door and knock and like open the door and ask them, are they going out? because it was just so frustrating. It was like, you know, we're trying our best to try and make it something that you guys want to go out and do, but it was just like, you know, difficult to motivate people to want to actually go out and do stuff.
I think that's the thing. They want to do their own like nights out. They don't want to go to like the campus bar with the college. It's not as fun. You know,
I mean, I distinctly remember in my first year that the first night where we went to the Glass House, and it was like that was what we regarded as like one of the worst nights of the whole week, because we just wanted to go out like straight away. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, Glass House, like it was this great idea in theory, and we were all excited because it was so close to where we're living. But then in reality, it's like as soon as you get to uni, all you want to do is go to town, like go to the bars, obviously go to the clubs in an ideal world. Yeah. And going for like, even if it's a cheap pint, it's not quite the same.
It's not. But I love Glass House, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great stuff that happens there. But like circling back to the sticking, I mean, why did you choose to be a stick if technically, as you've already mentioned, you knew that it was going to be quite downscaled? And I mean, just to set it off, if you need any time to think about that, for me personally, I'm going into third year, or I'm in third year now, and this was experience that I'd seen all my mates do last year. And obviously last year was much, much better. But I just viewed it as like an experience that I couldn't go out of my uni. I couldn't finish uni without at least trying it. And despite the fact that it was going to be, and I knew it was going to be worse, I think part of me was naive in the sense that I was kind of thinking like, maybe it wouldn't be that bad and maybe things would change. But like also just to let you into like a tiny little secret, I was kind of slightly on a personal level glad that it wasn't like a regular freshers, because I genuinely don't think I would have survived like having to stay out. I mean, some of the head sticks, they have to stay out till like 3-4 a.m. and
I know that is the thing. I remember my friend being like, I'm not sure I can hack it.
No, I genuinely don't think I would have enjoyed doing that. But why did you choose to be a stick then, if you technically knew that it wasn't going to be as good as previous years?
Yeah, I think I still had hope that we were at least going to be able to go in the flats and things like that. So I thought it was going to be okay. And I think I again had seen it last year, and I wanted to be part of the freshers like experience. I kind of wanted to live it again. And I thought being a stick was a good way to kind of do that in a controlled manner and still be able to go out and like meet people, but it's not, you know, you're not a fresher.
There's nothing like trying to relive. Yeah, there's nothing like trying to relive that freshers experience.
Relive your youth, you know, exactly.
Never let it go.
Definitely, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to be part of it. I think it's kind of cool that we have this opportunity to actively meet the freshers and be part of their experience and teach them about York that other unis kind of don't get. And I just kind of wanted to show people like Stones and all these cool places. I wanted to be able to like tell them about it.
just show them like the rite of
Exactly.
passage that is York. It's like,
Exactly.
I remember,
Main part.
yeah, I remember in my first year, our sticks took us to spoons, and one of the hardest moments for me as a head stick this year was taking these freshers to spoons, and they didn't want to go in, and I was like, that hurt me on an emotional, deep level. I was like,
Yeah. I think I just have to leave them at that point.
yeah, just be
If
like,
they don't want to go
just
in,
like, goodbye, guys. This is too much.
this is not going to work out. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Oh my god.
I was genuinely shocked.
Awful.
But the one thing that did, I think the one thing that did make it a good experience was that there were so many like funny, quirky moments across the week as a whole. And I mean, I'm interested to hear of what your sort of like top few moments were. But a few of mine were that. Do you remember during the our first moving day that we did, and there were those big trolleys, and I managed to grab one of those only big trolleys that existed,
yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, it was like that trolley was like my personality that day, but it had a flat tire, and there was this moment when a family. I was walking back after just dropping some kit off, and the family like grabbed me, and they needed help at the top car park. So we have, obviously in Constantine, you have the car park that's sort of slightly up a hill, and the college itself is slightly lower down. And I was like, backing myself, I was like, yes, of course, I'm gonna bring this slightly broken trolley to help you. And they piled it so high and put, obviously, as they do, all of the loose items at the top, and basically I was rolling it down the hill, and it was very heavy, so I was like pushing against it whilst it was rolling down, and it was threatening to just completely tip over at every moment. And there was this one point where I was going round a corner, and it nearly did, and a bunch of stuff off the top fell off, and there was this moment where I was like, oh my god, if I break all this person's stuff, I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
Oh my god.
And then you can't.
Is there insurance for that kind of thing?
Yeah, you'd hope so. But the thing that makes it the hardest part is the fact that you can't actually help. Like,
I know.
you can't like touch any of
Can't
it.
touch it.
And that was a big like part of it that was quite shocking to not have to not be able to
Not be
help.
able to- I know, that's what I hated, when it would literally fall off and it'd be like by my
Yeah,
feet, and
you
can't do
just stand
anything.
there looking at
You
it.
just have to be like, sorry guys.
You'd have to be like, yeah, I can't actually pick this up. You've got to
Yeah.
you've got to take it from
You
me.
have to do that. Yeah, sorry, thank you.
It's like, I wish life could be like that normally. You just drop something and just stand there just being like, yeah, I can't pick that up. You've got to pick that up for me.
If only.
Is there anything that you remember from that week in particular that you were like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that in the old noggin?
I think my favourite night was when so there was a big event at the Forest, right? And
Yeah.
we weren't allowed in, and there weren't enough tickets, and it was sold out basically. So it was just like all the head sticks standing around in a circle. But we all just went to Nisa, got some tinnies, and just sat at by the lake. It was quite picturesque,
It was.
quite nice, and I feel like I made some friends that night, and
But-
that was a good night.
Yeah, basked in the glow of that massive LED screen.
Massive LED screen. It's perfect. It sets the mood.
It was very much so.